What else do we look out for? We look at the electrics. Why? Because there is a massive price difference between maybe needing a partial rewire, a complete rewire, or needing absolutely nothing at all. So it's really important that we know this so we can factor this into our costs so that we can pay the right price to start with. So what exactly do we look out for?
Well, the three main things is the fuse board. When you go into a property, look at the fuse board. You can very often tell if it's an old fuse board because it looked like something like this, whereas a new fuse board would look like this. So a new fuse board will give you an indication that maybe the wiring's been updated fairly recently compared to an old fuse board. But then also you can look around and have a look at the light switches and sockets. You know, you can tell old ones, they very often look like this, as you know, opposed to new ones which look like something like this. And then if you really want to, you can just take the faceplate off one of the switches or the sockets and have a look at the color of the wiring, because old wiring, you know, was this, as opposed to the new type of wiring, new colors is brown, blue and yellow for the earth and so on. So again, that'll give you an indication. So partial rewire obviously is cheaper than a full rewire, but again, there are knock-on costs because you may have to chase out some walls and so on.
That's something that people don't consider, because if you're doing a property up and maybe you're only doing a little refurb, but then you need a rewire, are you going to then end up with the trunking on the walls? Do you need to put the wiring into the walls? If so, you're going to need to plaster, you're going to need to fix. So often there is knock-on costs then associated with whatever you decide to do, that you also need to factor in them costs as well.
And that's where a lot of people do go wrong. They just think, yeah, don't have to do anything else, rewire, don't have to do plastering. But yeah, so they are the 3 or 4 main things that you need to look out for.
Yeah, and then are you surface mounted? Are you not? Go for them costs as well.
Are you going to use white plastic fixtures and fittings, chrome, stainless steel? Again, all down to cost.
Yeah, and then depending on what you use, depends on the price and whether or not you can make that work. Yeah. So these are our top tips to look out for our electrics. Join us tomorrow where we were going to be looking at central heating.